Hello and thanks for joining me for another episode of the Outback Pawn Shop in Kenshi. So in the last episode, which was our first episode, we started off with our character, the pawnbroker, on the rock bottom start. So had no clothes, no money, and missing an arm. We come over to the location where we're currently at and found some free stuff. Enough free stuff that let us build our own stone mine and start making our own building materials. We engaged in a bit of tax evasion and we built our own first little home here, which brings us to where we are now. So we're on day 5, we've still got no money. We do have some clothes that we took off Sand Ninja. And we are going to start building a research bench, because we need to do some research in order to build our first shop counter. So I'm just going to jam that in the corner. Maybe I can put it this way. That's alright, we'll put it this way. We will eventually disassemble this one when we get an upgraded one. Let's pop that in there. Let's put your jobs on. Actually, let's take your jobs off. Alright. Let's come over here and see if there is any stuff respawned. Nothing on that floor. Hold down Alt, will show you anything that's on the floor. Stuff in here is not going to show up unless you're actually in the building, including the stuff on the roof. There's nothing there. Alright, so we'll go back to making some building materials. All the while we are getting the stealth up, athletics. We've still not been in a fight, so we are still pretty weak and vulnerable. So we do need to stay aware of our surroundings. But once we've got our stealth up a bit more, we'll get ourselves a new arm. But for now, we need 3 building materials. We will occasionally get some building materials that respawn in these 2 buildings. But at the moment, that's not the case. Let me just check what's down here. Sandals. Who's this? Escaped slave. Alright. So we're just gonna keep working this. So if we had our shop counter up, these guys would all come in and buy stuff. If we had anything that they wanted. Yeah, I don't know all the tables. Apparently there's a table of stuff that tells you what different people want and what their budget is. Someone just got beat up over here. Who's this? Alright. We are going to grab that meat. I'll take the skin. I'm not sure if we'll be using the skin. Let's just stash this stuff. Turn the jobs off for a second. Unlimited space to stash stuff in here. Alright, go back to your job. And there's some more fighting going on over here. Let's have a look. Who's over here? It's a bit further over. Starving vagrants, manhunters. Skimmer. Got enough meat for the moment. It's more important that we get this research bench up and running. But if I see another sand ninja that's been knocked out, I will take a spare set of gear. So being a hiver, if we get captured by slavers, they will take off our armour and put body shackles on because we don't have feet to shackle. And they'll also confiscate our sword. So I wouldn't mind having a spare set of gear in case that happens. Just keep scanning the horizon though. I think that dog's already been gutted. Who's this? Wandering assassin from the Shinobis. So he would also stop in and buy some stuff. I think he'd buy food, maybe meds. Alright, so a couple more building materials and we'll have that up and running. So this is not terribly exciting and I could cut this out, but I'd rather record everything. Just, you know, to show that there's no dodgy stuff going on behind the scenes off camera. It's all legit gameplay. But a lot of people think that you can't really make much money from shop counters. And actually can. I mean, there's definitely quicker ways to make money. Easier ways to make money. But we can make a considerable amount. It will take us a while to get started, and of course you could kickstart it a lot quicker depending on the start that you take. Do have another caravan coming along, so if you are new here and you didn't watch the last episode, there will be a link in the description below for the full playlist. But we are not allowed to sell to any merchants. So we can't sell to caravans, we can't sell to shops, we can't sell slaves, we can't turn in bounties. That's the rules. We can only make money by selling from our shop counter or stealing it. So this section here, didn't watch the last episode, this section here, I'll show you where it is on the map, is over here. It's this old village. It does have a fully functioning cactus farm that we can use. And it has these two buildings that do respawn some stuff. Keep an eye on that skimmer over there. Alright, I'm gonna do some healing on these guys. See if we can get some favour. And also some medical experience. Looks like these guys are all fine though. Alright, we'll loot the skimmer. do have plenty of meat at the moment, but it's really the only source of food that we do have around. And we will sell some excess. We do have the tax man on his way again. So they might actually fight with the hivers if they're still here. Oh, they're nomads, so maybe not. Alright, so we need one more building material. Let's turn the job off and head over here. See if any of this stuff in here is respawned. There's an extra building material. Chainmail sheets we'll grab. Oops. Let's hop in here. Some copper. Raw stone. Will save us from mining it. We can't pick it up though. Alright. No room in there for that one. Alright. You know what? Let's take those out. I don't care about them. We'll have other stuff that we can melt down later. We're not really ready for that yet. Anything on the roof? Some fuel. Tool stash in here. Alright. Okay, maybe we've got time to build this research bench before the tax enforcement comes. Actually, I think it'll just be it's just the guys collecting the tax. It's not the enforcement, but we're going to go hide in here anyway. Let's just close that door. Let's turn the jobs off. And we'll just wait for these guys to go away. Who's this? Now, farmer. Okay. Who's this guy? Yeah, he does have a bounty, but we're not allowed to turn in bounties. And he's a tech hunter. So he would buy, he's also a skeleton, so he'd buy repair kits, things like that from our shop if we had some. Alright. Taxman visits over. Alright, so we got that built. Let's get gear storage, get item storage, public sales. We may as well get all the storage, all the free stuff. It doesn't take any research books. So we'll set you to use that. Let's put you on there. Alright. Let's keep an eye out for more fights. Got plenty of meat at the moment. So we'll get all this done. It's this guy. It's the same tech hunter. So we'll get quite a few visits from various groups in this location. Heaps of trade caravans that come through. We'll get mercenaries that'll come through. They'll buy medication and food. Get various trade caravans from the hivers and the traders guild that'll come through and buy stuff. Alright, so we got gear storage. We are going to put in... let's see. Well, we'll wait. We'll let him finish a little bit of research here. We'll get the item storage and we'll get the public sales. And then we can start building some stuff. So sometimes it can be really quiet around here, other times it can be a real hive of activity. All right, public sales. The rest of it's not super important just yet. That pack beast is in a coma. Everybody else is gone. All right. Which means I'm going to steal that. I will dump this stone in here. And it's empty anyway. All right. Well, that's no... We can't sell it. It's not going to have anything in it. I'm not going to kill the pack beast by taking the meat out. Yeah, it's empty. Sometimes you can be lucky and get a full one. We'll give it back to him because we can't sell it. Whose dog is this? That's the nomads. All right. We're not worried about researching the other stuff just yet. So let's get in a food store. We'll squeeze in the corner here. That's going to take a building material. I do want a crossbow locker. Yeah, I don't know if I've got any iron plates for that. Let's pop that in there. Start off with that. Let's take a run over here. I think I've got at least one or two more iron plates stashed over here, but I could be wrong. Okay, none there. None in there. There's one. There's also some stuff that's been respawned here. They're the two staffs that are dropped. Okay, nothing spawned on the top. Let's check this one. Fuel. Let's stash that away. And so we've got pretty much infinite storage space in here. But as soon as we take it out, it will be labelled as stolen, like that one. And we can't really automate anything by using that storage. But we can get this crossbow locker built. No, we should probably name our faction. Let's there we go. All right. Now actually, before we get started on that, let's just pop in here. So the thing about a crossbow locker is that you can put anything in there. And it'll get rid of the stolen status. So now if a sand ninja comes along, he's not going to recognise that I stole that off him or off of his people. And he won't get narky about it. So we can come in here. What I will do is I'll grab all of these out so that they are not going to be marked as stolen, and we'll be able to stack them and combine them. Instead of having a bunch of half-used ones. Got a couple of full ones. Okay, so put that job back on. What was this around here? It's a dog. Put these guys. Okay, manhunters. Starving vagrants, slaves. Leave them alone. We haven't got into a fight yet, so we're not going to be much good in a fight. We'll wait for an opportunity when we can get into a fight without too much trouble. Who's this dude? Okay. Did we get that built, did we? Let's get back in there. Let's see what's going on over here. Nope. Still short of building material. So a lot of the stuff that you dump out here will despawn. These two bits of junk haven't yet. But, get this food bowl up and running. We'll get our shop counter in. And we'll be open for business. So far, it hasn't been too hostile towards us. Haven't had a single fight yet. Okay, let's get the shop counter. Let's just move out of the way. Turn your job off so you don't keep running everywhere. Alright, shop counter. We will put let's turn it around. Try and get it so that there's access through the door. . That'll do. Alright, so that needs 3 more or 4 more building materials. Let's put his job back on. And all this running around, sneaking with all these NPCs hanging around our location is helping our sneak get up. Who's this dude? Wandering assassin. And I think once we've got our shop counter up and running, we might see if we're fast enough to make it to one of the towns without getting ourselves killed. Try and get ourselves an arm and some high profit stuff to sell. Can use these cactus farms. We can't really do much with it yet. So, not going to worry about it just yet. We still will probably want to research cactus farming so that we can actually store cactus, build storage for it. But we're not worried about that for a little while yet. Okay, yeah, a bunch of stuff that we dumped over here is still there. Up to 16 hours until the tax enforcement army comes. So they will come every couple of days. And we'll just keep avoiding them. Easy enough to do. Alright, let's have a look if there's any more building materials in here already. May not have respawned yet. Nothing there or there. Do you want to get inside, please? Thank you. Okay, nothing spawned there. Because if we get some building materials spawning there, that will save us a little bit of time. These guys want to chase us for our food. Take one of them one-on-one. How bad is he? Do want to be careful though. We get knocked out. If we get knocked out, we got nobody to heal us. Yeah, we're taking a bit of a beating. Alright, let's retreat. Live to fight another day. Let's go. Wait. Okay. Let's try and stealth KO him. No. Alright. Well, so if we get knocked out at the moment, there's heaps of slave traders around here. They won't hesitate to take us. Okay, let's go rest up. Do have a sand skimmer hanging around up there too. Let's take a wide berth around there. Alright, so that dude got... Oh no, that was the pack beast. Let's get some first aid experience by patching it up. The higher our field medic skill, the less like medical supplies we'll actually use. Let's hop in here. Let's have a snooze and heal up, because it wouldn't take much more to knock us out. And I mean, if we're downed with a big enough injury or one that's bleeding, we are not tough enough to sort of get up and save ourselves. And like I said, any slavers that see us, they will come and grab us. Who are these guys? Same starving vagrants. But we did get 9 toughness from that. Couple of points in melee attack, defense, katanas. So we do only have a sleeping bag, not a proper bed, so it's not the fastest healing. We don't have any splint kits, and they are hard to come by around these places. But we'll try and get healed up before the tax guys come. How far away are they? 5 hours. So we do have another caravan here. That's a tech hunter, different tech hunter. They're tech hunters. More bounties. So, you know, if you did want to collect bounties, you get heaps of bounties around this area. Who's this guy? Western Hive. So if we had our shop counter, he'd be buying stuff. The tech hunters will buy stuff. But even if I was allowing myself to turn in bounties, I've only got one arm, so I can't actually pick anybody up. But we're almost healed. Now if the hivers are here, if they're still here, when tax enforcement comes, there might be a bit of a fight. And if there is, we might be able to snag a pack full of supplies. Alright, that's close enough to being healed. Let's get over here and check for respawns. Some copper. Building material. Let's check this one. Another building material. That'll speed things up a little bit. and some gears. Should be able to pick that up. There we go. Okay. The tech hunters would buy gears. They buy gears from the shop counters. Shove that in there for now. Okay. Alright, so we're going to need one more building material. And the tax evasion force is on its way. So they will be here any moment. So we could see them having a clash with the hivers maybe. Let's get ready to turn off their jobs. No, the caravan's left, so yeah, I don't think they'll be having a fight. Who are these guys? Sand ninjas. All with bounties. Some of them sand ninjas can have like 8k bounties. So I mean, just hanging around in this area is a good place if you wanted to do a bounty hunter run. Alright, these tax guys should be here soon, so I'm going to go hide out. It's not just the notice this time, it'll be the full force. No, come back in here, turn your job off. Close the door. Let's have a look around the horizon. They normally come up this side. What's going on over here? It's the sand ninjas. Assuming there's two in that group that have 4k bounties. They're a bit tough for us to go anywhere near those guys by themselves. But if we see one that's knocked out, I'm going to go steal his stuff. Where are these faction forces? Who are these? Here they are. Okay. We're just going to hide out. Yeah, even though you have multiple offences, so there's two different, they're all just going to cram themselves in there for a few minutes. And looking for somebody to arrest. So there's two visits you'll get. The first one is to collect tax. And if you don't pay the tax, then they'll send this big army out. And they'll beat the shit out of you. And carry you off to jail. Or at least I think they carry you off to jail. And then the next visit will just be the collector again. And even though it's multiple offences, it's still just going to be the same amount. Well, it'll be one charge plus a little bit extra for evasion. But even if you did like 24 evadings, it's still only going to be about 6k or something. But we have 0 cats, so we cannot pay tax at all. And why would we? When we can just hide in here, and we're not going to lose. We're not going to lose any reputation with them. However, if we did get into a fight with them while they're here, these guys, so it's over. So I can walk out here safely and walk around. They're not bothered. They're not going to touch me. But if we did end up being in a fight with them, then then we would lose reputation with them. So it is better just avoiding them. Alright, so let's have a look here. Let's turn your jobs back on. Just need that one more building material. Which we're not quite going to have enough stone for. So we are on day 8. So we have got 9 toughness. Got a couple of points in fighting. Our athletics and our stealth are getting there. Tiny few points in assassination. Do have another caravan here already. Who are these guys? The Traders Guild. Traders Guild often don't have that much money. Like, even if you were to sell directly to them, they usually have 0 cats and just a few items of stuff to buy. But sometimes their guys will buy some things from the shop counters. Alright, so I've almost got that one building material. Get that shop counter finished. Alright, let's turn that job off. Okay, I really would like a bag. But we'll get one eventually. Alright, let's grab some stuff out of here. Now I'm not sure. The armor plating and the chainmail. Don't know if those sell. The fuel cells. So we're going to cart that over here. But different caravans and different factions will buy different things. I'm not sure exactly all of who buys what. Medical supplies will sell really good as well, but I don't have many, so I'd rather keep them for myself at the moment. And see, these no longer have the stolen icon on them, so let's shove them in there. And we are officially open for business. Just make sure that we do have the building set to public. Otherwise, no one will go in there. And if no one goes in there, well, no one will buy anything. Let's actually go in here because we've got stuff in the other barrels in here. Let's just check the floor. Do have a building material there. So grab that. Let's see if there was anything in here. I have had copper sell in the shop counter, but not often. I'm gonna leave the iron plates there. We're gonna want those. I'm gonna keep the fabric, fuel. I will put the copper in there though. We'll put it in the other one where we've got everything else. Whoops. Alright, so okay, that's stuff that we're going to melt down later. Got steel bars, respawn. Never had actually had anybody buy steel bars. We'll take the gears. Those will sell. I'm not going to try bother selling the copper, but electronics do sell as well. Let's put the building material in there for now. And I'm not sure, I don't think anybody really buys the skins or leather. Okay. So let's cleanse this. We'll shove that in there. Okay. Now I'll put up a general storage chest here. Let me just move out the way, move back a bit. So we do have that one building material that we can use to build this. So go back and grab that. Where did I put that? I think I put it in here. I did. And we'll also... No, I won't worry about the other stuff. Okay. So let's put your job on. That should put you on engineer straight away. Let's turn that job off. All right. So we'll take these out. And we'll put them in there. So they'll stack. All right. So the next thing that I want to do now that we've got our shop counter up and running, who's this guy? That's the trader. Let's put in a campfire. Now, we can't build it around here because it's too close to this establishment. Let's put it out here. We'll put it over here. All right. And what we're going to do is I'm going to set auto haul to the food store. Auto haul to the campfire, which includes that operating automatic machine part. And we're going to cook this meat because that is something else that we can, aside from feeding ourselves, I mean, we've got quite a lot. You know, he's not going to automatically pick it up out of there. We need to manually grab it. So he'll shove that in there. He'll run off to do some mining, but then he'll come back and take it out, put it in the food barrel. And we're getting some thievery up without touching anything. Alright, but what we will do is grab some of that out of there. Shove it in our shop counter. Alright, so we have a small variety of goods to sell. And somebody just bought something. Missed who it was. We have 81 cats. Our first sale. So that would have been a piece of meat. Alright, let's go get some more meat from our stash. And who is this guy? Okay, see, his goal is shopping. So hopefully he'll buy something. Let's slow it down and have a look. Let's just walk in there so you can see. Yep, he just bought himself a piece of meat. But you get tech hunters come in, they'll buy different things. And the trade caravans, they will buy different things. But this is a good way to get stealth or athletics up. And this poor old pack beast is still hanging around from the nomads. He's probably going to be stuck here until the nomads come back here, if they ever make it back. Because he's running off to the stone mine. But by the time he gets there, the piece of meat's cooked. And so he comes back to collect it, shove it in the barrel. But that's all the meat. Actually, let's come back here. And we'll put a vast majority of it in the shop. We'll keep some. We'll keep a few, because I don't know where our next meal's coming from at the moment. Now, I do want to build more storage. So let's just turn the jobs off. Let me see. Alright, so what I want to do is we want to do some more research before we do anything else. So let's put that back into your job queue, and we'll get the rest of that storage researched. And then we can automate most of the hauling from there, or at least semi-automate it. Let's just check here. Okay, so tax collector is almost here. Got a farm trader on the way as well. We have a whole 161 cats, not really enough to buy much. But we'll probably take a trip into town pretty soon. We might be stealthy enough to get into town and acquire some higher quality goods to trade. Yeah, who are these guys? Mercenaries. They would normally buy med kits, but I don't have any in the shop. They can't afford a piece of meat. So we've got another caravan here. Let's see if he's got anything I can afford with my 163 cats. Yeah, they don't often come along with the hemp. I'm not sure if it's worth trying to do hemp farming. Don't have any splint kits. Don't think I can afford a book. Oh, no, I can't quite afford a book. Let's get to. At least we can research it. We'll get 2 wheat straw as well. Just drop one on the ground so we can come back, pick it up. And let's shove those into the research bench. Let's pick up the one that we dropped. We will need some books to research the farming. Now, I'm not too fussed about researching farming, but farm trader doesn't really come that often. And like if they get taken out, well, you know, they probably won't be back at all. So grab that stuff while I can. Who are all these guys? Okay, slavers. I'm not sure if they're going to buy anything. They're probably just going to beat people up. Starving vagrants. We know what I'm going to do. Let's see if we can practice some knockouts on the starving vagrants here. Killed that one before I could. So let's get behind him. Toss that on the ground. It might despawn, but we can, if it doesn't, might be able to melt it down later on. Alright. Oh, these are mercenaries. There were slave traders. No, there are. We will try and heal these guys. Okay. But it's the tax collector. So let's run away and hide. Let's just re-sneak. Shut the door. Now we'll just wait for these guys to go along. There's another caravan coming along here. Who are these guys? Western Hive. Again. Oh, look at these dudes. These dudes are buying it all up. I just want to get a screenshot of that. There we go. All right. Let's just wait for these tax guys. So look, we've made 4.5K. Your first day of business. All right, so the tax guys are finished. Let's have a look here. Never had anybody buy steel bars. I'm not sure if it's something that anyone will. We'll leave that in there. Actually, I will take steel plate. Iron plate, rather. Okay, let's put the steel bars away in here. All right, let's build some storage out here. Who's this starving vagrant? Let's see if we can do a stealth KO on him. Get some assassination skill up. All right. Back to what I was doing. Storage. All right, let's put one for building materials. Pop it up here. Let's do one for iron plates. We'll do one for copper. That'll use the 3 iron plates that we've got. Let's see, here we have slave traders taking these guys off. Why are you not building that? Because your job's not on. So we're going to add auto haul there. We're going to put it up here. Auto haul that one. Auto haul that one. Alright, now he's run off to the stone processor. But if we run in here, if there is any of those 3 items there, he'll pick them up automatically and take them back to the storage. So we sort of semi-automate that little bit. But all right, now is any of those trade caravans still here? I think it's just the slavers. Here, this guy. Let's talk to this guy, the hiver. See what you got. Let's buy some books. Yeah, that's all I care about. Alright, put some books in there. We can get some more research done. Alright, I think we're just going to go straight for the core. So we need small house in order to do that one, so we'll do that one. And then we're going to need more books. So we are making progress. We've got some cash. We are officially open for business. But that is going to do it for this episode. If you did enjoy this video, please leave me a like or a comment down below. If you'd like to see more, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.